There we go. Okay. So we're going to start standing, and just find your feet comfortably distanced. So wider than the shoulders, but not in the splits. And we're going to keep our knees nice and soft. And start with some Tai Chi breathing, I like to call it. So as you inhale, arms reach up overhead. And then exhale, just let your hands come down through your center column. Like you're pushing down into the earth. Big inhale, reaching up to Father Sky. Exhale down to Mother Earth. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale up. Let's move with our breath. Exhale down. Filling in deeply in your lungs as you inhale. Moving all the way to the top of your breath. Exhale out all your air. And then if your mouth is open, let's close our mouth and stay soft in our face, but start to breathe in and out through our nose. Do that. Exhale down. Let's do one more big inhale. And nice and soft, start to sink down. Good. This time as we inhale, we're going to open up through our chest, cactus our arms, shine our heart up towards the sky. And exhale, we're going to round our back, point your thumbs down to the ground, and bring the backs of your hands together. So inhale, palms up. Exhale, thumbs down. So it's kind of like a standing cat. All right, trying to open up through your heart and your chest, rounding as you exhale, and opening on the inhale. And if your shoulders are starting to feel it, you can just bring your hands lower and focus on the spinal movement of opening and rounding. Let's do 2 more cycles of breath. And last one, make it feel really good in your body. And then inhale, standing nice and tall. We're just going to roll our shoulders. They might be feeling nice and warm already. Good, and we're going to inhale, squeeze up, tense your shoulders, squeeze, 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 and then let them drop. Okay, and relax everything. Let's do that again. Inhale and squeeze, and let it go. Relax all those muscles in your shoulders and your neck. Big inhale, squeeze. And let it go. Nice. And we're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder, opening up through the left side of our neck. And take your left arm and reach it out. So you have a nice long neck here. Good. And slowly bring your head up through center. And we'll go the other way. Left ear to left shoulder and reach your right arm out. Running along the length to the side of your neck. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. And feel free to maybe use your hands to add a little bit more weight. Give your neck a nice stretch. And then slowly release those hands and look up towards the sky if it feels okay in your neck. And come back to center and just maybe give yourself permission to do a few rock and roll side to side. Let go of any tension you might be carrying in your neck or your shoulders. Good. And shake that out. Whew. All right, so we're going to turn our toes towards your left and come into a high lunge. So come into that railroad width of your feet, so you're not on a tightrope and you're on your back toes. Okay, we're going to do some more Tai Chi breathing here. So as you inhale, bend into that front knee, cactus your arms, broaden through your chest. Exhale, we're going to push forward. Good. Inhale. Bring in light. Exhale out dark smoke. Move with intention. Inhale in love. Exhale out any doubt. Good, one more big inhale. Exhale what no longer serves you. And this time, inhale, reach your arms up. Feeling your lift all the way from your back toes up through your pelvis and then up into your shoulders. See if you can squeeze your arms back and keep your biceps by your ears. One more big inhale. Maybe a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor. Left hand to the sky, a gentle twist. You're looking towards that outstretched arm or down towards the floor, whatever is good for your neck. One more big inhale, find lightness. And exhale, swing that left arm forward. And if you're feeling quite tight in your hamstrings, having some props or blocks to have on your hands is a good place for this right here. We're going to inhale, bend to your front knee, and look up. Exhale, pull your left hip back into a bit of a pyramid pose here. So inhale, bend to that front knee, shine your heart forward. Exhale, bring your left hip back. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, really finding some movement in that hip. Exhale, pull back. And from here, we're just going to stay in this pyramid shape a little bit. So as you inhale, find length through the crown of your head, find length in your spine. Exhale, maybe fold a little bit deeper into this shape. Keeping your left knee soft. And then think about pulling your left hip back a little bit more. We're just easing into these hamstrings, so if they're feeling quite tight, just be gentle with yourself, be kind. If you want a little bit more, you can pull your front toes up. What can you release here? Take one more breath. Good. Plant your foot, and we're going to come to our back knee down to the ground. Coming to a low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink your hips down and forward. We're going to grab our right wrist with our left hand and inhale it up and over to the left. So finding that stretch all the way through that right side body, your right hip flexors. And see if you can rotate your heart up towards the sky a little bit more. With your exhales, can you sink into that hip a little bit deeper? While still being mindful that we're warming up. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, hands come down. We're going to lift our back knee off the ground. Turn our toes to the long edge of your mat and walk your hands into a wide leg forward fold. Good. From here, we are going to extend through our spine. Big inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. You can stay here or bring your hands behind your back, interlace those fingers, and open up through your chest. I like to have my toes inwardly rotated slightly in this shape, and you really press down through your feet so you're feeling a strong foundation. Your hands are behind your back, let them drop to your low back and slide down onto the floor. Good, let's inhale, rise halfway. Give a slight bend to your knees. And exhale, bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up. Woo. All right, we're going to come on to the other side. So turn your toes towards the right and come into your railway track high lunge on your back toes. All right, inhale, cactus your arms, broaden through your heart. Exhale, push forward with the intention. Good, inhale. Exhale out any fear. Inhale in everything that you need. Exhale out what no longer serves you. Good, inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale, reach your arms up. Relax those shoulders down, pressing from your back toes all the way up to your fingertips. Keeping your balance on those railway tracks. One more big inhale, lift a little higher, maybe a slight back bend here. And exhale, your left hand finds the floor, right hand to the sky for a gentle twist. So you want to keep your back leg engaged. Toes before pose. Feel those toes press firmly into the ground. Soft hand on the floor. So try to use your core so that you can even like lift that hand up, right? So you're not dumping a lot of weight into it. Take one more big inhale, reach up. And exhale, swing your right arm forward, finding those blocks or props if you need them. We're going to come into some movement in our hips. So as you inhale, bend into your front knee and look up. Exhale, pull your right hip back for a pyramid pose. And you can even bring that back foot in a little bit if you're feeling like it's quite, quite wide, quite intense. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, right hip pulls back. Get juicy into those hips. Moving with your breath. And last one, big inhale. Exhale, pull back. All right, from here, coming into our pyramid, we're going to inhale, reach the crown of your head forward, so you have a nice long spine. Then exhale, find a little bit deeper expression of your pose. Really pulling back that right hip, squaring your hips, and you'll feel that stretch in those hamstrings. Again, remember, we are still just warming up, so be gentle with your body. And make sure you keep a slight micro bend to that front knee so you're not locking your joints. Option as well to pull your front toes up if you do want to go a little bit deeper here. Breathing into any tension and just letting it go. What can you relax? Maybe notice you're clenching your jaw here. Take one more breath. Plant that front foot and lower your back knee to the ground. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, relax your shoulders, sink your hips into this hip flexor stretch. We're going to grab our left wrist with our right hand and inhale it up and over to the right. Really feeling that stretch all the way through the left side of your body. Maybe sinking into your hip flexor a little bit more. It's always that opposing feeling of melting down through a strong foundation. Good. Inhale up. And exhale, bring those hands down to the ground. And we're going to engage our back leg, turn our toes to the long edge of your mat. And this time we're going to turn our toes slightly outward, so at a 45. And slowly bend your knees and bring yourself up. We're coming into a goddess pose tonight. So your toes are out. You're going to have your legs wide enough so that when you bend your knees, they sort of stay over your ankles. Okay? Your arms are going to cactus, and let's do a mudra with your thumb and your pointer fingers together. All right, so squeezing those shoulder blades behind you. Can we sink down into our goddess a little bit more? Really engaging those leg muscles, feeling the quads, feeling the glutes. Energetically push your knees backwards, opening up. Good, you can stay here or sink a little deeper. If you want to challenge yourself, maybe lift up onto your left toes. Place your heel down. Maybe your right heel lifts up. Come down. Maybe both heels lift up. Sink a little deeper. Good, and down. Bring yourself up. Heel toe those feet in. And just give yourself a little shake. Woo-hoo. Movement side to side. Amazing. Okay, we're going to come to the top of our mat into mountain pose. Your feet can be hip width apart or toes, toes touching, whatever makes you happy. And let's find our soft knees, neutral pelvis, tall posture in our shoulders, long neck. Give a slight tuck to your chin. Palms are forward, arms relaxed. And then lift up your toes and spread them out so you feel nicely rooted into it. Maybe close your eyes here. And take a moment to scan your body. How do you feel right now in this moment? Noticing your heart beating in your chest. Any sensations, areas of tightness, areas of activation. You bring some gratitude for how amazing your body is. Thank you, body. I love you, body. And when you're ready, let's gently open our eyes. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold, hinging from your hips. Take a moment here to grab opposite elbows. Maybe bend your knees quite a bit if you're feeling a little tight. And just take a moment here in your forward fold to let gravity traction your spine. Enjoy this gentle inversion. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to place our hands to the floor, bend your knees a bit more, and step back with your right foot into that high lunge position again. All right. Engage your core. Let's inhale, lift up. Exhale, we're going to reach forward. So a nice long line from your back toes. Left arm comes down and back. We're going to bring our right elbow across our left thigh. Hands come to prayer. Nice. So you can stay lifted, or option always to lower that back knee and really just focus on this prayer twist. Your inhale brings a nice long neck. Exhale, see if you can twist your heart towards your thumbs. Good. So you really want to be up and over that thigh. So really see how much you can get your elbow across. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, twist a little bit more, rinse out the week, rinse out the day. And then energize those legs. Inhale, untwist, arms reach forward. Whew, feel that front leg. And we're going to power up and come into our warrior three. Awesome. So make sure your toes are pointing down towards the ground. Arms can stay out in front or come to your heart. I went here. There we go. Give myself more space. See if you can square your hips. So you might want to slightly drop your right hip. Woo, really feeling the supporting leg. It's only going to get even better. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bend both knees, and bring that right knee up in front of you. Good, finding your balance. Maybe kicking your leg out in front. Can you do it? How high can you lift? Maybe pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend your knee. Flex your foot. We're going to cross our ankle over our other knee and start to gently sit down back. So this is a standing figure 4. Really make sure this front ankle is flexed. This is what's going to protect your knee. Okay. Arms reach forward for counterbalance and let your hips sink down. So we're starting to feel that stretch come into our right hip. See if you can find some space here. Maybe you can even nestle your elbows down onto your shin. Maybe. Keep breathing and be mindful of your knee joint. Remember, if you feel any sharp pain, you've gone too far, always feel free to come out and modify. Let's take one more breath. Nice balance, everyone. And then when you're ready, inhale. We're going to lift your knee up again. We're not bringing it down yet. Exhale, kick it out behind you. Warrior 3. Woo-hoo. All right, and then like I need you gently place it behind you into that high lunge position. Amazing. Arms reach up. Good, and exhale, bring your hands together behind your back. And you can grab opposite elbows. Bring your back foot in slightly. So we're going to have a shoulder stance here, and your heel is on the ground. This is setting up for a pyramid pose. Option with your hands, grabbing opposite elbows, or if you want to try reverse prayer. And now I'm still working on this one. The reverse prayer, you're going to bring the palms of your hands together, almost like that, behind your back, and see if you can bring them up quite high. Okay, so choose your option wherever you are. We're going to keep our front knee nice and soft. Inhale, lift. Then exhale, start to fold forward to about halfway down. So using your core. If you're more open in your hamstrings, you can even come lower, up to you. But we're going to keep pulling that left hip back. Nice, you got it. What can you relax? What can you release here? Good, take one more breath. Let it go. And then release your bind if you haven't. We're going to bring your right hand to the inside of our left foot, or even on your foot, or to the left of it. So your choice where that hand goes, but it's close to your foot. Using a prop is also a great idea. We're going to do a reverse triangle. So our left hand is going to come to our low back. We're really going to pull that left hip back, and then maybe this left hand finds the sky. So you're going towards your front leg. Twisting to the side. Really getting into your left hip, your IT down. Breathing into that hip. Take one more breath. And then exhale, bend into your front knee, lower both hands, and we're going to step back into a downward facing dog. And take a moment to bend one knee at a time, walk out your dog. Eventually finding some stillness here, spreading your fingers wide, planting those fingertips. Good, and on your next inhale, we're going to ripple forward into a high plank, top of a push-up. And exhale, hold. Inhale here, and then feel free to lower your knees to the ground or keep them up. And we're going to come down all the way to our belly. Untuck those toes, shoulders come back behind you, and inhale into your cobra. So this could be at any point. It can be a little baby cobra, or you can lift up nice and high. Wherever you are, keep those shoulders down, away from your ears, nice long neck, heavy hips. And you're pulling your heart forward first, and then up. Take one more breath. And then exhale, slowly lower down and push back into child's pose for a few breaths. Knees come wide, toes together. Forehead to the floor, let it go. And feel free to stay here if you need to, or spread those fingers, tuck your toes, and let's come back into our downward facing dog. And I'm just going to bring myself to the back of my mat here in my down dog. We're going to try doing something called a bear walk. This is the first of our animal movements. And so a bear walk is essentially a downward facing dog that's moving. But what you want to think about is keeping your legs straight. So you're actually moving from your hip. So I'm going to start with my right foot. I'm going to lift my foot up, keeping my legs straight, use my hip. Small step forward, then my opposite arm comes forward slightly. Same thing, I'm going to bring my left foot forward, moving from my hip, then right hand forward. Right foot, left hand, left foot, right hand. Nice small movements. Try to stay controlled using your core. Walking forward. And have some fun with it. Be playful. Once you run out of room, like I have here, you can go backwards. So same thing. Step foot, back, then hand. Foot, back, then hand. Maybe those shoulders are really feeling it. Have fun with your bear. That's it. All the way back. And then let's walk forward one more time. Whew. Moving from those hips. Once your hands have reached to the top of your mat, slowly just walk your feet in one at a time to come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Big breath in, and then forward fold, let it go. Breathing here. Take your time. And then root your feet. We're going to inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to your heart center, into your sides. Woo, hope you're doing good. And on the other side, do big inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward from your hips. Good, plant those hands. And step back with your left foot this time. That's the one. You're going to bend into your front knee. And we're going to inhale into our high lunge. Good, exhale, reaching forward. Nice long line from your back toes. The right arm swings down and back. A nice twist over that front knee. And we're going to cross our left elbow over our right thigh. Good. Finding those prayer hands. We're going to inhale, go nice and long through your neck. And then exhale, twist. See if you can bring your heart towards your thumbs. Every breath, rinse out a little bit more. And be mindful of your hands. So your hands often express how you're feeling in your heart. So if your hands feel tense, be aware of that and see if you can have nice soft hands in this shape. More difficult to do than said, for sure. That's it. And always option to lower that back knee and just focus on the twist if that works for you. Let's take one more big inhale. Exhale, rinse. Good, and inhale, unwind. Reaching forward, really feel that front leg working. And we're gonna come forward into our warrior three. Woohoo! So arms can reach forward or bring them to your heart, wherever you are. Whoa. Maybe your right hip's talking to you like mine is. Make sure your back toes are pointing down towards the ground. And really rotate your left inner thigh up towards the sky. Bring the back of your neck up towards the sky. Woohoo! You got this. Nice balance. Soft gaze slightly in front of you. And you can bend into your supporting leg a little bit. And inhale, bring your left knee in and up in front of you. Whoa, how are we doing? Catching your breath. Maybe extending that left leg out in front of you. Can you lift it as high as your waist? Maybe. Let's try pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend your knee. Flex your ankle. And we're going to cross our ankle over our other knee and start to gently, carefully sink back into our hips. Arms reaching forward to counterbalance. When you have your balance, you think you're good, your hands can come by your heart. And maybe sink a little bit deeper. Be mindful of your knee once again. And maybe with every exhale, you might find a little bit more depth into the shape as you start to peel away layers of tension in your hip. Maybe eventually your elbows will nestle by your shin. Nice, deep, relaxing breaths. You got this. Good. Take one more breath here. Let it go. And then slowly, carefully start to rise as you inhale. Bring your knee up with you. And then kick it behind you. Warrior 3. Nice. And like a ninja, find that floor behind you. Gently drop your foot down into your high line. Whoa, that front hip probably really feels it. We're going to exhale our hands behind our back, grabbing opposite elbows. Maybe the other way around this time. And you can bring your back foot in to a little bit shorter stance for a pyramid. Okay, again, option to come into your reverse prayer with palms together behind your back. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work for me. Back heel is on the ground. Square your hips. You want to pull your right hip back. Inhale, lift. Then exhale, start to fold forward. Really getting juicy into your front hamstrings. Keep that slight micro bend into your right knee. And using your core here. If you can keep your spine nice and long, you can come a little bit more into the shape, a little deeper. Be mindful of your hamstrings. Using your breath as a barometer. If you can have nice, even breaths, you're doing it right. If they're starting to get choppy, maybe come out of the shape a little bit. And on your next inhale, release your mind, arms come out to the side. And then exhale, finding that reverse triangle. So again, if you have a prop, that's great. You can bring it right next to the inside of your right foot. Right hand comes to your low back. So your hand can be on the inside of your foot, on your foot, or to the outside of your foot. So choose what works for you. And then start to twist towards the right. Pull your shoulder back. Maybe your arm reaches up towards the sky. And really think about pulling this right hip back more to find nice length in your IT band and your right hip. Juicy. One of my favorite stretches after running. Good. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, release those hands, bend into your front knee, plant your hands, and step back into your downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here, or come into child's pose if you need a more restful shape. And feel free to stay here or go through the vinyasa with me. We're going to wriggle forward as you inhale into a high plank. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale back to your downward facing dog. And coming down dog if you're in child's pose. And let's walk our feet as wide as our mat. And you can even bring your toes out slightly. Then we're going to start to walk our hands slowly back towards our feet. So you're sort of in a forward fold position. And we're going to start to bring our hips down into a yogi squat malasana. Yeah. All right. So your hands come to your heart, lifting your heart and the crown of your head up towards the sky. If you can, come onto your heels. And option to stay here in malasana, or you can join me for our final animal movement, the frog. So a frog is hands planting. Lift your hips up slightly. Then using your core, you're going to softly lift or hop your feet up and closer to your hands, back to malasana. All right, so plant your hands, feet hop forward and up. See if you can do 4 or 5 of these. Moving forward, intentionally, carefully, then maybe try going backwards. Gentle hop. Be playful, have fun with it. Don't have to be perfect right away. Good, and when you're ready, we're going to find ourselves wherever you want to be in a seat. So you basically come on down to the floor. Whew. And let those legs windshield wiper side to side. We're going to start to slow it down a little bit. All the hard work is done. Let's straighten those legs. Pull back any flesh from your sit bones that are getting in the way. Inhale, nice long spine. And then exhale, start to walk those hands forward. Maybe they find your shins, your ankles, your toes. Wherever you are, start to relax over your legs. And if you do have quite tight back body, even just having your hands by your hips here to help give you that little tip forward is great. Start to bring your attention inwards. And when you're ready, slowly start to walk yourself up. And we're going to take our left leg, cross it over your right leg, and give your knee a big squeeze as you're pulling your knee across your body. Okay. Lots of options for the next part coming up. We can stay here, or next level, we are going to see if we can bring this left knee in line with our right knee and bring our leg across. Okay. So we're starting to get into that left hip a little bit deeper. You can stay here, hands by your hips, and maybe add a forward fold if that is available to you. And level 3, if you want deeper, we're going to come into cow face pose, Gomukhasana. So this bottom leg is going to tuck underneath, and then you're going to try to line those knees, stack them on top of each other. So I like to sort of come forward a little bit, bring those knees together, and then sit back down, keeping both of your ankles flexed, so you have nice strong legs, and protect your knees, and come into cow face. I'm quite tight in my hips, so this is sort of where I like to stay. But if you are a bit more open, this is a great place. Your knees feel okay. You can add forward fold here and really just rest over top of your legs. Nice deep breaths. Sinking down that yin energy, melting energy. What can you let go of here? Using your breath to calm your nervous system, Give yourself permission to relax into the shape, whatever shape you've chosen. Ooh, this one feels so good. Feel free to stay longer if you want. If you are in cow face pose, there's a really fun transition to the other side where you literally just twist behind you. Keep your feet where they are. Carefully lift yourself up. Keep twisting all the way and come back down on the other side. All right. You do the same thing where you come forward, stack your knees, and then sit back down. Make sure your feet are flexed. If you have one leg straight, you can simply bring the other leg over and come into the shape that you want to come into. Whether it's hugging your knee in or stacking your knees with one leg straight. Wherever you are, feel free to start with your hands by your hips. Or you can start to fold forward and relaxing over your legs. Nice deep breaths wherever you are. Remember, yoga is a feeling, not a shape. So if you're feeling the stretch, then you're in the right place. If you are able to relax your jaw, let go of tension in your shoulders, you're also doing it right. Nice deep breath. What do you need right now in this moment? Listen to that wise guide inside. Feel free to stay here a little bit longer if you are craving that. If you're ready to slowly come out, let's unravel wherever we are and give your legs a little bit of a shake. Nice. From here, we're going to come into a new shape. I'm going to call it a deer twist. So pick where the top of your mat is, and you're going to bring your left thigh parallel to the top of your mat. Bending your knee at 90 degrees. Your other leg, I'm really close to the wall here, is going to come out at 90 degrees as well. So your right knee is pointing towards the back of your mat, and your right knee is also bent to 90 degrees. So you've got 90, 90, okay? And we're going to twist towards the front of our mat. So planting your left hand right under your shoulder, see if you can take your right hand and cover your left hand. So you might feel this in a number of places. I feel it in my torso, that's where I'm quite tight. Others might feel it in your left hip or your right hip. Wherever you are, breathe into this nice gentle twist. See if with every exhale, you can twist a little bit further. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly lifting yourself up. We're going to take your back leg, your right leg, and we're going to tuck our foot in. All right? And start to lean back until you feel a stretch come to your right quadricep muscles. So I like to come down to my elbow. You might be able to come all the way down onto your back if that's okay for your knee. Listen to your body and what you need. This might be too intense for you all together, and that's okay. You can choose any shape that makes you happy. You won't be here too long. If you're on your back, slowly start to bring yourself back up out of this. And we are simply going to stack your back leg on top of your front leg. So your legs are both together. Twist towards the front of your mat, and then your left arm is going to come out in a cactus shape. So like you're high-fiving the floor, and bring your left shoulder down to the mat. So this is a really good chest opener. So I got my left shoulder down and the left side of my head on the floor. My knees are stacked. If you feel it here, as I do, stay here. If you want to go deeper, ask yourself why. And if the answer is a good one, then you can take your top leg and start to bring it behind you to open up even further into this stretch, but listen to your body. If you're starting to feel any numbness or tingling or electrical feelings in your arm, then come out of this slightly, because that's a sign of some pinching nerves, which does happen. Nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly push into our right arm and lift ourselves up carefully. Ooh, feel that shoulder. Let's see if we can do this transition really gracefully. So if you bring your foot back to that original shape, you can actually twist towards the back of your mat, and then twist again, and then whoa, maybe magically, if it worked out, you should be on the other side. So your right thigh is parallel to the top of your mat. Your left knee is directly pointing out from your hip, shoulder, hip, knee, out towards the back. We're going to plant our right hand under our shoulder, and maybe your left hand can reach over top. It's a nice twist towards the right. And you might feel this in different places. I feel it in my torso as I twist. You might feel it in your right hip or your left hip. Wherever you are, breathe here. Two more breaths. And slowly lifting yourself out, we're going to come into that quad stretch. So tuck your left foot in and start to lean back until you feel that stretch come to the front of your thigh, maybe coming onto your elbow, or maybe even all the way on your back if your body allows it. Okay, so think about pushing your left hip upwards to get more of a stretch in your quadricep muscles. And see if you can relax other things in your body that you don't need right now. Maybe a nice relaxed jaw, relaxed forehead, melting down. And if you're on your back, slowly start to bring yourself out of this shape. Right elbow, lifting yourself up. And we're going to stack our back leg on top of our front leg. Turn towards the top of your mat, and then your right arm is going to cactus. So high-fiving the floor. Bring your right shoulder down, right side of your head down to the floor, and come into this nice chest opener here. An option, if this is good, then stay here. If you want to go deeper, you can take your top leg and start to bring it behind you to open up even more. I'm going to stay here. Nice deep breath. Relax down. And when you're ready, slowly, carefully start to push your left hand into the mat and bring yourself up. And guess what? You've done it. We're going to find our way onto our backs. If there is a shape or a movement that your body is craving, feel free to do that now. Or simply come into our final resting shape, our Shavasana, reaching those legs long, arms taking up space, palms up, nice long neck. Gently close your eyes and start to melt down into the floor. Feeling completely supported by the ground beneath you, by Mother Earth. Last week we had Earth Day, so I hope everybody was able to take some time out in nature. The most amazing ways to de-stress, but also to feel love and reverence for our planet. Feel that now, feel that support. Earth gives us everything we need. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need. To come back to your breath. Return to your body. Maybe reaching your arms overhead for a big full body stretch. Hugging your knees into your chest. Taking your time. Rocking onto your left or your right side for a few breaths. Before coming up into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your beautiful heart and give yourself a big thank you for showing up tonight and giving yourself this gift of your practice. Hope you had a great time. It's my pleasure being your guide. And namaste. Oh, I said hi.